What's going on, good people? Glad you're here. Glad you're here. Made the decision to be here to hang out with your boy, Tarek, here on Talk Back Tuesday. I really appreciate it. Every single week, you guys have been great about being here. So I certainly appreciate it. And thank you for just taking time out of your day to hang out with your boy. There's a lot to get to, man. There's a lot that is going on, and we're going to try to jump into it all. But tonight, we're doing something a little bit different. We are going to do what, I'm from America, I'm from the US. Baseball is our thing. Well, not really, but it's a sport that we play over here. And in baseball, they do what they call double headers. They'll play one game, they'll take a little bit of a break, and then they'll play another one. And so we're going to do this stream here for about 2 hours. Typically, sometimes we go as many as 3 hours on here because y'all just love to talk. And I love to be here and listen and hang out with you. So we're going to cut it at 2, but we're going to do that. We're going to redirect you over to Shades of Blue. I got my Shades of Blue shirt on. We're going to redirect you probably about 8:30 my time. I think that makes it like 1:30 UK time. We're going to redirect you over to Shades of Blue, and we're going to do a live recording over on that channel. So you all will go with us over there. It's the first time that we've ever done a live recording, to be honest with you. Normally we get in there, we can make mistakes and just trust that Crunk's going to fix it for us on the back end. So, it might be a little interesting. I don't know. We've never done it. We may never do it again, but we're going to do it tonight. And so hopefully most of you all of you all will go over with us. Quite honestly, I've never tried to do a redirect. I think I have the functionality now, so we'll see if it actually works. But if it doesn't, I'm going to paste the link when we get there, so don't let me forget. I'll put the link in the chat just in case, so that if it doesn't automatically redirect you like I hope it should, like I think it will, then you will have the ability to click that link and just come over and join us as well. My hope is that we make it simple. It automatically redirects and everything is great. But if not, we still want you to come hang out with us. So again, doing something a little bit different tonight, but certainly that part is different. But what's always the same on Talkback Tuesday is the fact that this is the show where you get to come on and have your say. You get to come on and just come on, hang out with your boy, chop it up, and talk anything and everything football, right? A lot of times we spend a lot of time on City because, as you can tell from the background, your boy's a City fan. So a lot of times we do talk about City, but there's times when we have other fans on, other groups on that want to talk about other teams. We can do that as well. So as always, we got some people hanging out in the background. We're going to get them on. So big up to Danny, who's been hanging out for a little bit. Appreciate you, man. Thank you for your patience. And also to Solomon. Big up, Solomon. How you doing, sir? Every time, Solomon, it feels like there's a little bit of an echo with your audio. But we're going to push through it. At least we're going to try. If it gets too, y'all let me know in the chat if I can hear the echo pretty bad. Let me know in the chat if we need to try to figure it out. Go ahead and when you're not on mic, when you're not talking, Solomon, go ahead and mute yourself. That way you just stay on mute until you're ready to talk and then come off. But certainly appreciate these gentlemen coming on. If you are like them and you want to come on and have your say, all you have to do is click the link. There is a link that is in the chat. I posted the link in the chat. All you have to do is, and it's pinned message in the chat. So it should be at the bottom right there next to where you're going to type. If you click that link, and it's just a link, if you click the link, it'll take you backstage. I will see you and I will get you on as quickly as we can. Some people come on, say what they got to say, here 5 minutes, and then they're out. Other people like Danny, like Solomon, typically will come and hang out pretty much the whole stream. So
I'm here for the long run, me, brother. I love it. I love the
there
chat.
There you go. And we're glad to have you. So either way, it's entirely up to you, but the door is open. All you got to do is have your mic and ideally a camera, but definitely a mic, and we will get you on. If you do the whole football YouTube thing, people are weird out there. So that's why we want to have cameras. We want to have cameras to make sure people are good. We can see what's going on before you surprise us with some foolishness and some nonsense. So certainly appreciate it. Big up to everybody in the chat. Big up to, as always, first mod on the channel, Snoopy. Big up OG. Now, for those that don't know.
Sorry, is my mic better now?
Yes, I think so. Yeah, I don't hear myself like I did before. But Snoopy said, big up OG. And if you don't know, OG is like calling me Unc. I can't get mad at it because I am an Unc. And I guess in this case, I would be an OG too. So big up to Snoopy. Appreciate the love, brother. Always appreciate you being here. Again, he does remind you to please like, hype, and subscribe if you haven't already. Certainly appreciate that. Big up to DC and everybody that may have came over from the Not in My Lifetime raid. Of course, if you're not already subscribed to Not in My Lifetime, you need to go over there and check that out. I'm sure Luke would appreciate any and all support. Big up to Darsh. If you Darsh is another one of our mods, but if you're struggling in any way with mental health issues, or someone that is, and you're in the UK, there is this link that he continues to post, and I appreciate, because we want to make sure people get the help that they need. Just know that you are not alone. All right, we will jump into it. There's so many more of you in the chat. Really appreciate you being here. Darsh said, embrace the unction. Yeah, man. When people were calling Gundawan and all those dudes, they were like, oh, the unks, Bernardo, man, these cats is young bucks to me. So yeah, I'm moving out. I'm probably out of the unk phase and I'm into like grandpa phase or something. I don't even know, right? Because that's just how old I am. I won't say my age, not because I'm afraid of it or ashamed of it, just because I don't want to make it about that. Anyway, I hope everybody had a good day, because some of this news, I don't know, depending on how you feel, this news might make it a good day, a bad day, or make your day worse. I don't know, but we're going to talk about it. But before we get into all the transfer news and all the conversation around that, let's get into. So the club just wrapped up the preseason tour of Asia. Wrapped up the tour, wrapped up preseason, and the next match up is the Community Shield against Arsenal. Now, I guess I have a question, and I've seen a lot of people having this same conversation, both Arsenal fans and even City fans. I know that there is a trophy that is on, or a shield, let's not even call it a trophy, a shield that is up for grabs, but is the Community Shield anything more than just a glorified friendly? Should we be concerned about winning it, or is it just a friendly? What do you think, Danny?
Well, if we win it, we won't win the league because there's a curse on it. That's the first thing.
I was going to ask that. I was going to wait till you answer, and then I was going to say, well, by the way, whoever wins it, there's like this big jinx on them. So does that change your opinion? You might have came on and said, yeah, I want to win it. I want to win everything. Well, if winning this cost us that, are you sure you want to win it?
Well, you know what happened last time we won it? No, that's all I'm going to say. But listen, it's a pre-season friendly, and that's the way I look at it. Obviously, if Arsenal win it, it becomes a massive deal, and it's not a friendly. But if they lose it, it was only a friendly. It doesn't matter. So to me, this is kind of like the last bit of. It's more of a test than pre-season was in a way, because it's a step up. You're facing your rival, and I think it's a good chance now just to see where we really are. But it's just a preseason friendly. And I'll say that if we win it or lose it, that's all it is to me. But there's something on the line. I'll be there on Sunday. I'm going down.
Okay.
You want to win it. You just want to win it. You might as well win it. If we're in it, let's go for it. But it's just a preseason friendly at the end of the day. Curtain raiser.
Now, are you in the Manchester area?
Yes, I am, yeah.
Okay. So this match is being played not in Wembley, but in Cardiff, I'm understanding. Is that right?
Cardiff, Wales, yeah.
Yeah.
Wembley's been
So
used for
is
concerts.
that further away, closer, about the same distance, just a
It's
different
closer.
direction?
So Wembley's probably about 3.5 hours, 4 hours. This is just over 3, so it's still a distance, but it's probably closer.
This is so funny to me. I'm laughing because
For you, it's nothing. Because I know what it's like in America. That's nothing, is it?
Yeah, I was gonna say. I thought you were gonna say it's like 8 hours away. You said 3. I'm like, oh, I could do that.
You
That's
could drop
nothing. Yeah. No, but again, it's what you're accustomed to. Solomon, on the scale of 1 to 10, how much do you care about winning this Community Shield? 10, you want to win it. Absolutely must have. Gotta win it. 1, I don't really care at all.
To be honest, there's something on the line, so we have to put our A game to this game. Even though I understand it's just a friendly game, but that doesn't mean you should like fight or win it. So I'll probably give it a 5. I said I'll probably give it a 5. I feel like if we don't win it, then fair enough. It doesn't really do anything. You understand? At the end of the day, it's just a pre-season. But if we win it, yeah, fine and good. We win a trophy. Yeah. So that's my. I'll probably give it a 5 because it's not a must win, but I'll also accept it as a trophy.
I want chat, if you're out there, put your thoughts as to on the scale of 1 to 10, how badly do you want to win the Community Shield? 1, I can care less. 10, it's an absolute must win. Got to start the Maresca era off with the shield, with the trophy, with some silverware. Let me know your thoughts on that scale of 1 to 10. For you two gentlemen, does the fact that we are playing Arsenal, does it elevate it for you? Okay, I didn't even give 0 as an option, so analog, you're right. I guess it could be 0 is an option as well. Matthew Hoyle said it's an 11. He absolutely wants to win it. I think there's a little bit of sarcasm in there. I could be wrong, but we'll see. A couple zeros coming in, -10. Don't want to win it because of the curse. I get it. Does the fact that we are playing Arsenal make you does it change how much you care about it? Because maybe you wouldn't care about it at all, but because it's Arsenal, just a little bit. They won the trophy last year. We got to get it back. We got to snatch our chain back. Is there anything about this match against Arsenal that makes you, the fact that it's Arsenal, make you want to win it more or less, or just change how you feel about it in either way?
The only reason I would say I'd want to win it is because I can't stand how much they'll go on about it if they win it and gloat it up. That's the only main reason, to be honest with you. Because I can't stand them. When they win stuff, they don't shut up, do they?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like, I feel like to get one over them, we just won the Carabao Cup from them. I feel like to get this trophy out of Arsenal is good to be. It's going to be a good one. So I would say it's elevated slightly more because we're beating the legit Premier League winner of last season. So I feel like it's elevated slightly more because the team we're beating is the Premier League winner, and we need to get a trophy from them, and we need to get this trophy because it's Arsenal we're playing against. To win it against Arsenal, we just need a little bit more. So I'm just ready to get a Crystal Palace or that's my stuff.
Big up to Alan, all the way from Australia. How are you, sir?
I'm okay. You?
Doing all right. So I gotta ask you the same question I asked them. On the scale of 1 to 10, how much do you care about winning this Community Shield? 10, you absolutely must have. 1, I can care less.
I would say 6.
Okay.
I'm not that bothered if we're not going to have a full side out. We're not going to have our best team out. No, there's no way in a million years we are. And if for argument's sake we win it or we lose it, 3 weeks later we forgot about it. So it doesn't really.
What is going on? Trying to maintain. I guess I could just kill it and just open. Do you typically start yours directly from YouTube, Martin? Or do you do them through StreamYard?
StreamYard.
Yeah, that's what I thought. let's see. If I end the stream, it's going to try to redirect us. So I don't want that. That is wild. Somebody said Alan blames Donnarumma.
I think it's back on now, Tariq.
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing. People are saying it's back on. I can see it here. It's not. I don't know. I apologize. You know,
we talk about Arsenal.
Exactly, right? You start saying you got stuff up, you know, you don't really care, and then is it falling off? Oh no, that's just the viewers. That's fine.
We are back. We are back.
Yeah. All right, fair enough. I apologize, everyone. That's the first time we had issues like that. I don't know what's going on. StreamYard, I'm gonna blame them, but it could just be. So I work in software, right? And we have all kinds of little acronyms that we like to use. We'll say stuff like the issue is between the keyboard and the chair, which basically means it's user problem. And so, you know, I like to blame. I would like to blame, and I think it is actually StreamYard's fault. But regardless, we are back. Hopefully everybody can hear us. Some people are blaming Alan. Some people are blaming Donnarumma. I don't know whose fault it is, but we're back. Let's just keep moving. All right, we're gonna leave the Arsenal and the Community Shield alone. Gremlins and all that kind of stuff, man. Let's get to the news that people want to talk about, and that is that probably the most well-known ITK in the world, Fabrizio Romano, says he's probably not going to continue into the transfer market industry as I'm doing right now for longer. It's time to change the approach. The View, but this will be another topic soon after the transfer window closes. And I need you to understand that while Fabrizio Romano might give up his ITK status, my ITK, Sir Martin, will never stop being ITK.
I knew you'd do that.
Never going to stop being ITK, no matter what Fabrizio Romano says. But no, I'm just kidding. He does not profess to be ITK. So y'all stop getting on that man when I make jokes and stuff. But we do have to talk about it, right? Because Barcelona.
No, if you're going to talk about it, all right, Rodri. I'll do Rodri.
Oh, okay.
I can't do another 20 minutes on that other thing.
Well, we're gonna have to get to that at some point too, and it probably will be 20 minutes. I don't know, but we'll try to keep it short.
I've been called woke about 100 times.
I'm gonna probably get called the same thing, but we'll talk about it in a minute. But let's talk Rodri first, because just before I came on, I saw that I think it was City Extra, of course, aggregator. I do have crazy weather going on Pepper Squad, so I guess that is possible, but it's supposed to be server based. So it's supposed to be coming from StreamYard directly. Of course, I got to get from me to them, but then from there it goes to them to YouTube. It should be fine. But either way, we will keep going. But yeah, it's been crazy weather. Tornadoes, not in my area, but where my parents live and all that kind of stuff. So hopefully everybody is okay. I was concerned. My kid was on the highway driving back to where she stays. So, yep, I believe so. I think we're all good now at this point. But
can we? Just for tonight as well, just a little teaser for them. Can we announce our show that's coming up in the season?
Sure. So I said earlier that we are doing something different tonight, right? So you guys know we come on here, we hang out all night long, or at least sometimes as many as 3+ hours. We are going to cut it short tonight. We're going to stop at 2, and then I'm going to redirect, if we can count on StreamYard to do it correctly. We're going to redirect to Shades of Blue, where we're going to do the second half of this show. It's going to be a live Shades of Blue recording. Now, we're going to go a step further as the season goes on, and I'll let Martin, you can tell him about what we're going to do on your channel.
Yeah. Well, because Shades of Blue are so damn good at talking about Manchester City's women's team, I thought we'd combine the two during the season, where we're going to do some shows either every 2 weeks, bi-weekly, or it'll be once a month. We haven't decided yet. Where on ours, we're going to bring in the Shades of Blue lads, and we're going to talk all about Manchester City's women.
Yeah, really excited about that. When I talked to the guys a couple weeks ago about it, everybody was super excited. Always glad to share the love with the women's team. And hopefully we can be a part of helping to kind of keep everything going and build up the fan base on the women's side, give them as much love as the men get. Well, maybe not quite as much, but as much as we can give to kind of get them, again, I hate seeing other clubs really hype and boost and build up their team. And then we kind of, ours is cool, but we don't really care. And again, everybody's not going to care, but we do want to talk about it. On Shades of Blue, we're a little cocky. It's the self-professed most. Oh God, I forgot what we call it. See, you made me change my thought process. But we talk about everything: the men, the women, even the academy, but not nearly as good as Danny could do it. But yet we will do that over.
Well,
the
we've got that as well. I've got a
Yeah.
show with Danny starting on the EDS.
I was gonna
as
say,
well.
definitely can't do it like Danny can, but
We're hitting
excited
everywhere.
about it.
We're trying.
Yeah.
I'm trying to hit every single point coming into.
I
the
appreciate
season.
it, man, because we call ourselves the most comprehensive podcast on Man City. We cover the men, the women, everything. So again, a little self. Okay, Luke, that's what's up. Anyway, let's talk Rodri. Rodri is. I saw right before I came on a tweet from, I assume it was City Extra, but they, of course, are aggregators. So Hearst Class and Paul Joyce saying that breaking, Barcelona are ready to make their second offer to Man City for Rodri, worth a guaranteed fee of 60 million. They say euros plus add-ons. And then I saw Hamza right around the same time. Hamza says he posted saying 65 million total, but he put it in pounds. So I'm not sure if it's 65 million pounds or 60 plus million euros. Of course, I hope it's pounds because that's more. What do you know? What have you heard, Martin?
Yeah, that's roughly around about the price that it will probably get done at.
Pounds or euros?
I don't know whether it's pound or euros, but we got told between 60, 65 City will take. I think they want it sorted out before Friday, before he comes back. I think they want it done before Friday. Yeah, sadly.
Be honest with me, Matt. How do you feel about the price?
I'm fine with it.
So
you're not going to get any more.
Let me turn that money. Let me turn that question around on you, Alan. What do you think about that price?
I don't like it at all.
Yeah. So it is.
I'll be honest with you. We discussed this before, Tariq and Martin as well. And I'm of the opinion that to get a replacement, which we're looking at Enzo Fernandez, we'd have to pay double that in pounds to get him. And we're only getting 60 million. I'm hoping it's pounds. I was hoping for at least 80 to 100 with that pounds for him. I'll be honest with you. He's a world-class player, which he is. Ex-Ballon d'Or player. I've got the player of the tournament for the World Cup. I'm sorry. There's other players we can go through, like the Kane and Hazard, who went on 1 year left and got that. All right, you said he's got an ACL and had an ACL. He's not got an ACL now, so I'm sorry. I'm not happy at all when we're having to pay 120 for a replacement for someone who's not as good as Rodri.
Go ahead, Solomon.
Yeah, I think the price is still low. I think Rodri's price should be around 80 million euros. 80 million euros, I think, should be the price for Rodri. Rodri, for me, in the World Cup, he was the best midfielder in the World Cup. We talk about a player that's the former Ballon d'Or winner, World Cup player of the tournament, Euros player of the tournament, he won the Champions League, he scored the finals, he scored the goal to win us the Champions League in 23. I feel like all these accomplishments should sum up how crucial and how good a player is in Rodri. Because we talk about Rodri, he can dictate the tempo of the game. I even think it's better than Busquets. So, 60 million for a player. Okay, I know he has 1 year left on his contract, but 60 million I think is far too low. And I think 80 million euros should be the standard price for Rodri.
So it sounds like the if it's 65 or 65 million pounds, that gets somewhere 75 million euros. So it's not really that far off the number that you're quoting, that 80 million euros is not really that far off. Again, I think yes, I think it is fair to say we've seen other clubs get more money for players that were maybe not as good, but they played in different positions. Strikers, goal scorers, attackers are always going to cost more. They just are.
How much is Eden Hazard go to Real Madrid when he has a year left in his contract?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But again, we're talking about a winger, we're talking about a goal scorer, we're talking about a creator, and for as much as Rodri does for us, in many people's eyes, he's a defensive midfielder, and they just don't pay that money for that position. Now, maybe, for us with Pep and the way that we play, maybe it's just different. Maybe Rodri is just unique. I don't know. But what I will say is you run the risk. And again, I'm one of those people that I think Rodri's worth more than that. But at the end of the day, the club has to decide, right? Do I take what I can get, or do I hold on? Is he worth more to me for this 1 year than what I would get in return? And also for people who say, like Alan, you said, well, I don't think we should get rid of him. We should hold on to him because we're going to have to pay 120 million for somebody that's, not as good as his replacement, right? That's kind of something along the lines of what you said. Maybe not exact words, but pretty close.
Yeah.
But the reality is, whether we pay 120 million today or 120 million a year from now, we're still going to have to pay that same 120 million. And at least we would have gotten, let's say, 60 million, half of it back in return. Because we're going to have to buy the player. Unless you think there's somebody's going to come out of the academy, we're going to have to buy the player, and prices go one direction. They go up, they don't come back down. So it's not like we're going to find a capable player for cheaper, right? And we'll get into the other player that's being mentioned, but even a 18-year-old in Boati we're talking 100 million for. So if we're going for an experienced player, I don't know how you get it for any less. Go ahead.
Well, if you're talking about prices going up, why are we not charging more for this player?
Because they won't pay it.
There's no market. There's no market.
Fuck them.
But again, that's easy.
But Alan,
that's easy to say.
You're not getting. Rodri's fucking us.
Yeah, you have to run it down. You have to run it.
Rodri came to City. He didn't really come to City. He came for Pep, right? As soon as Pep resigned against Bournemouth, he had a face like a smacked ass. I remember looking at him.
Well, let's be honest. We probably all had that once we knew he was gone. We probably all we had kind of believed he was probably going to be gone. But once it became reality, we were all like, "Ooh, that sucks."
Well, with all due respect, I'm not particularly happy with Rodri's agent and Rodri at the moment. And
that's fair.
I'm not happy with him.
I think
would you rather have? Quick question: would you rather have 65? If you were going to sell a car, would you rather get money for it or nothing for it?
Oh, I'd love to get money for it, but not cheap. You're selling,
but you're not. The shop there is nobody willing to pay the money you're wanting for Rodri. Nobody is willing to pay it.
Well, see you later then. Ta-da. Bye-bye.
And then, there's and I don't know where the statement comes from. But the whole cut off your nose to spite your face kind of a deal. That phrase comes in. It's like, well, I'm gonna hold out. I believe that he's worth this, and then my bad, Matthew. I forgot that you were in the.
What
holding.
happens, Alan?
Big up,
if
Matthew.
Rodri plays
Apologies,
next
sir.
season? What if Rodri
Say
plays
again.
next season, Alan? What if Rodri plays next season and he doesn't look amazing? What do you do then? You'll all be saying we should have took the money.
You drop him for
Forget even
starting
looking
on the bench.
amazing. Is his head even in it? If he don't want to be here, there's a chance he's not going to play to his best potential.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
This is my point. Alan,
Danny,
you're looking at this, Alan. You're looking at this in an emotional, personal thing of, well, stick him in the reserves then.
No,
Bench him.
no, Danny, with all due respect, if he doesn't perform, then Real Madrid and Barcelona are not going to come in for him. No, next year. No way.
But Real Madrid would know what he's doing.
Yeah, they're not silly.
Because he's told them. Well, I was told about.
Danny, to me, I want the right price, and that is not the right price. It's cheap.
Alan,
You're not going to get the right price.
I want the club to grow some balls and turn around and go 100 million starting price. If you're not interested, phone's not getting answered. But
exactly.
I've accepted that he don't want to be here, and I can see why.
I've accepted that, but I want 100 million.
You have to accept as well, right?
You're punishing the club long term doing that.
You have to accept there's a hierarchy of football, right? Barcelona, Madrid are higher than that. We took Mark Gay for £20 million and £19 million rated defender. Do you think Palace
should we give Palace 50 million back?
So we're higher than Palace in the hierarchy. Barcelona, Madrid are higher than us in the hierarchy. So we set them 20 million, he's £100 million defender.
Exactly.
4 times the value. Because it's football, it's the way it is, because of the 6 month or the 12 month on his contract. It's just something you got to accept.
Yeah, nobody moaned when we spent 20 million on Mark Gay. We were all saying it was a bargain.
I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that, Martin. But what I will say, I look at it. If we get 60 million for him, for argument's sake, and then we're having to pay double that to get a player to replace him who's not as good.
No, but I agree.
But there is no one that's as good.
Isn't 60 million towards that money better than 0 towards that money?
I think we're being shafted royally right up the arse. I agree with you.
This is what happens when a player's gone into his last year. When a player goes into his last year, they hold the power. The club stop holding the power then.
Darsh mentioned the example of Konate, who was mentioned to go to Real Madrid. Of course, they held on, let him play out his season, go on a free. Did not have a great season by most people's account. And he still got his move. Do we think that they would still come in for Rodri if Rodri was open to going to Real Madrid? I do think they would. But I'm not going to argue with you because I agree with you. I think he is. If you ask me what he's worth more than 60. But what can we get for him is the question. And I think the club have decided that, or he's probably let the club know, whether he's let us know or not, but he's probably let the club know, I am not going to sign. There is no world in which I'm going to re-sign. So either you get something for me now or I leave on a free. And the club have decided that we would rather get something for you, even if it's not all that we would hope for, and decided to move that way.
Can I ask the panel, are they happy the way Rodri and his agent have handled all this?
Big up, Dylan. Appreciate you coming through, man.
Yes. Don't have a problem with it.
You said you do or do not have a problem, Martin? I
don't have a problem with it.
All right, Danny, do you have a problem with how Rodri has handled this, him and his agent?
No, we've talked about this quite a lot. I don't understand what he's done wrong.
Sorry, Danny.
I don't get what he's done wrong because every time he's been asked, and bear in mind he has no social media, so he can't talk on social media. When I've seen him do interviews, other than one saying, I want to go and play, I won't turn down the opportunity to go and play for Real Madrid. Well, he's not lying, is he? Any Spanish player would say that. They're keeping the doors open. They're not going to shut the door and go, yeah, I'm not going to go Real Madrid. He's saying, I wouldn't, I'd consider that option. And then when he was asked again in the World Cup, then he said, I'm not talking about it now. I'm here for the World Cup. I don't see what he's done wrong. You could argue about the agent in a way, because who goes blabbing to the media? Are you that naive? But at the same time, he's an agent. That's what agents do. He's trying to get his deal across the line.
Matthew.
Man, you know, no issue with it. I mean, it's football, isn't it? He's not a City fan. He's Spanish. Wants to go home. I'd probably do the same. He's got his family there. Not an issue.
Yeah,
that's the way it is. You've got to accept agents in football now, and they do what's best for their client.
Let me do it this way.
Tariq, sorry, when you're done, can I ask Alan a question just when you've been on the panel?
Sure. I'm not going to go like. Does anybody agree with Alan on the panel, at least, that you think Rodri has behaved in a poor manner?
And his agent,
Rodri and or his agent, yeah, that whole combination, the way this whole situation has played out in Alan's mind has been poor. Do you agree? Does anybody on the panel agree with Alan?
I just think it's just
to be honest. If it turns out that he's pulling the strings and telling his agent what to do, and it's not just his agent, I'd be a bit disappointed. But at the end of the day, he hasn't really done us dirty in any way.
Yeah, for me, and I think we all want him to stay. We've accepted the fact that's not going to be the case. Yeah. I think you get a little bit of, I won't say brokenhearted, but you get a little, you feel some kind of way when you get left behind, and so now it's like, I mean, I've never been broken up with because, I'm just that guy. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my God.
But if you get broken up with, you feel some kind of way about it. Now, you know what happens though? You get about a year down the road, 2 years down the road, and you're like, I don't even see what I saw in her anyway. Or I saw in him anyway. Man, you realize it wasn't that deep. I think we're going to look back and we're going to say, hey, Rodri was great. We love Rodri. But you know what? Him going, it's fine. We'll move on.
Hardly cake, is it? Hardly cake gate. I mean, at least when Yaya Toure did that, he came off a season where he scored 25 goals from the field.
Yeah.
Whereas Rodri's just not been great, has he?
Let me get this super chat real quick to Amar. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. He says Viana is the most incompetent DOF, director of football, out there. That's a strong statement. We're gonna talk. I'm gonna bring this back up in a minute because we're gonna get into some. We're gonna get into some of the actual transfers down the road. We had to hit Rodri. That just is what it is, right? We'll get back to the rest of it when we get to the end. Yeah, but. Amar, I'm going to get back to you, but thank you so much for the super chat, man. I really appreciate it. I'm gonna keep it started and bring you back on in a little bit. Go ahead, Martin.
When Elliot Anderson was following Manchester City across all his socials, Alan, was you okay with that?
Yeah, I was, because we wanted him.
And this is the issue.
Just prove my own point.
This is the issue. This is the issue, and I'm going to ask this question.
We can do it, but they can't do it against us. We can do it to them, though.
I've got this down in another area, but when it's your team, you're fine with it. When it's your player, they're coming to you, you're good with it. But when it's the other way around, man, we get all bent out of shape because we're not consistent. But again, hey, it's understandable. I don't care what you do to somebody else, just don't do it to me. I understand that, but we also have to understand that that's not intellectually honest.
Tarek, do you think with the loss of Rodri that will affect our challenge this year? I think it will affect it big time.
No. I do think it will affect us, but I think we will move on, and we'll move on. I think I have to believe.
Oh, we never win in the league ever again now.
No, that's not the case. We are going to win it again, but we may not win it this year. I don't know. It depends on it depends on what happens all around us. But I will say any team with Rodri, in my opinion, is probably better than the same team without Rodri. He's just that good.
Can anyone name me a player? Name me a player who's left Manchester City and gone on and done amazing.
There aren't very many. We don't typically let people go, or people don't typically leave us and go on to greater things. They may do okay, but they don't usually go on to greater.
He didn't join City, he joined Pep. Let's be honest.
And that's possible, but he's been here 7 or 8 years. That's as long as some of our other, players. How long? And again, I'm going to ask a question that I don't know the answer to. That's probably a bad idea. How long was right back, bald head? Argentinian, huh? Zabaleta. How long was Zabaleta here?
10 years.
All right, and so we got people like him. We got the David Silvas of the world, the Agueros of the world, who were here that 10-year mark, or right around that 10-year mark. But not everybody hits 10 years. Again, it's possible that he came for Pep, and as soon as Pep was leaving, he was out the door. And maybe he thought Pep was going to extend another year and be walk out. But I don't know that.
When he says,
didn't we say that?
People so surprised he's leaving when Pep's left then?
Yeah. So did Bernardo come for Pep? Because he's left when Pep went.
Exactly.
John Stones
went to go for many seasons while Pep was still here.
Yeah, as John Stones left because of Pep. As John Stones left because of Pep. As Nathan Aki left because of Pep. We can't keep saying every player who now leaves is leaving because Pep's gone. We've got to be careful, because for me, we've been crying out for 2 years, and Alan, you were a massive culprit of this, of our midfield is soft as shit and it needs rebuilding. We're rebuilding the whole midfield out. We're doing exactly what everyone's asked him to do. And now people are like, oh, I'm not too sure now. I'm confused. You've got Elliot Anderson, who was borderline one of the best midfielders in the Premier League. You've got an up-and-coming in Ayub Bewadi coming in.
Yeah.
I'll take the other shit out, but Enzo Fernandez is a good footballer. I'll take the other bit out. I'll talk just purely football. I don't. You've still got Nico G. You're keeping Kovacic. You've got Foden. You've got Cherka. That's still a damn good midfield in my eyes. And I'm sorry. I think we're winning the league.
Martin, if we get Enzo Fernandez, whilst he is a good footballer, there's a massive question mark about his temperament, which there is.
So let's not go too deep on Enzo because I want to get to him. I'm going to get to him in a minute. I'm going to come back to that. I do want to address this though. Dar says, talking to Martin, have a word with Tarek. Your membership badge got a red color on the PL title image. Shouldn't it be blue? LOL. So yes, red is the first color. The reason is, see, if you're here for 2 months, it'll change colors. So you just got to just hang on for that 1 month to get through that red, because you don't want it to be red, right? So stop, don't drop and come back. Just let me get through this first month and it will never be red again, right? So that's exactly, that was intentional. You got to see how I was flowing right there, man. Come on, Darsh. This was a setup.
Darcy's rage baiting you there. By the way, is Darcy a member?
I don't know if Darsh is a member. Actually, I do know, but not yet. But hey, we got to give people time. Ooh. So if you aren't aware, we just opened up membership. Appreciate you two for allowing me to do that. It is $2.99, I believe, $2.99 American dollars for anyone that wants to join. And we're going to try to do some different things, but really it's really about just saying, hey, look, I appreciate what you're doing. I just want to support, pay for this stupid StreamYard that sometimes works, sometimes doesn't. I don't know. But if you want to support, it is there. But by no stretch do you have to. Don't feel like no one is being pressured to do this. I certainly appreciate those of you that do. And those of you that will as we move forward. But again, for me, it's just about continuing to provide value and continuing to have these great conversations with folks. But yeah, you are right. I just added those. I did custom badges because I just wanted to try it out. So I did try to put the PL trophy in there. And I knew that the red was going to cause a problem. And that's why I did it first. I had to figure out a way to whatever. But there's different colors. You will get to blue, different shades of blue in there, different colors, yellow, whatever. It's all in there. So, all right.
Is someone rearranging the house?
I don't know.
Someone's just emptied the broom cupboard.
Can I just sort of make a point about this Rodri thing?
Yep. Go ahead and we'll end the Rodri thing on that. Go ahead.
Yeah. Okay. Ilkay Gundogan, right? Won the treble. Obviously, season after he went to Barcelona, right? So he obviously thought in his head, and Man City obviously thought, not quite good enough now to do another season in the Premier League. He was good enough when he went to Barcelona, came back the year after, struggled. Rodri might be thinking, well, you know, for all the injuries.
And everyone killed him, Matthew. Everyone killed him. And I don't remember everyone saying Gundogan did his dirt. I don't hear people saying Bernardo's done his dirt.
I mean, the World Cup is not like the Premier League. He strolled around that pitch there, and he just,
Gundogan, though, left on a free. So I think it's a little bit different.
Yeah, but Tariq, you know what it is?
So did Bernardo.
Rodri's still a brilliant player, and we've not used to a top player leaving Manchester City.
That's ultimately what it comes down to.
And that's what it is.
Yeah, it hurts. It hurts for somebody to take your girl from you. It hurts for somebody to snatch your chain. It hurts. You're like, what did they have that I don't have?
Well, I'm saying Gundogan obviously thought Spain was easier for him at his age, right? He obviously thought it was easier, and it proved to be. So Rodri's probably thinking the same. Yeah, I've had injuries. I spent the last few years of my career in Spain where it's physically easier. I think that's what he might be thinking, and obviously family's there.
Yeah. All right. I want to ask this question, shifting gears. When the Premier League starts on the 21st of August, there will be 9 new managers. Nine new managers that will be taking the touchline for their new clubs. I want to go through these, and I want you to tell me in your mind which are upgrades and which are downgrades. Obviously, we're going to ask about Pep and Maresco. That's going to be the last one, so we'll get there. But let's start out with Crystal Palace. They had Oliver Glasner. Oliver Glasner is out. In comes Pierre Sage. What does anybody know about Pierre Sage, and do you believe that is a upgrade or a downgrade?
We don't know.
Nobody knows who Pierre Sage is, but we know who Oliver Glasner is, but we don't know who Pierre Sage is.
Didn't he manage in France? Wasn't he the Lens coach? Correct me if I'm wrong.
Yes, I believe so. I'm going to go look it up, though.
Sure, he was. Someone in the chat let me know. I'm sure it was the Lens coach.
So, yes. Former French professional football manager, currently manager of Premier League club Crystal Palace.
I
previously managed Lyon and Lens.
This is hard.
I would say upgrade.
Look at Brentford when he was Frank. And then
hey, hold on real quick. Solomon, there's a little bit of background noise. So when you're not talking, you can leave your camera on, but just when you're not talking, leave the mic off or muted. That way we don't pick up all the background noise. Go ahead, Danny. You were saying something.
I was just saying, it's a difficult question to ask this because, look at Brentford, for example. You know, Thomas Frank left. Everyone thought I'm from the said himself, they're probably going to get relegated. And then they had a better season with the new manager than anyone would have anticipated. They were nearly challenging for Europe pretty much, weren't they? So you don't know.
Yeah.
You've seen them play a bit of football, but you don't know what it's going to be like. I mean, I've never heard of the guy, so I don't know, but you just never know, do you?
So he signed with Lens on the 2nd of June, 2025 on a 3-year deal. In his first season with the club, he led them to reach the Coupe de France final, which their first appearance in the final since 1998. Also secured a second-place finish to qualify for UEFA Champions League. And then
they were challenging for a while. They were challenging for a long time.
Guided them to guided Lens to their first ever Coupe de France title with a 3-1 victory over Nice at the Stade de France.
To me, it's an upgrade. I think it's an upgrade.
Okay. Chat, you can play along. If you know these names or you have some strong opinions, put it in the chat. I will try to make sure I look. But we want to know upgrade or downgrade. All right. Next up, Nottingham Forest.
Tariq, is it better now? Tariq, is it better now?
Yeah, but it's always fine when you're actually trying to talk. But if you're not going to talk, just go ahead and mute it. That way, if something. But yet, right now, I don't hear any background noise. You're right. Yep. So Nottingham Forest, they got rid of Vitor Pereira and brought in Oliver Glasner. Pereira, I believe, was just like a interim manager. Is that an upgrade or a downgrade?
I think upgrade a bit.
Upgrade.
Yeah, I think it's an upgrade.
Yeah, he's been fired more than God knows how many managers.
Kozovic Night, right?
Darsh, talking about Pierre Sage, says it's quite weird to say this, but Pierre Sage in some ways quite similar to Maresca in terms of having resilience on wing play, but he has an aggressive pressing structure like Areola. Good blend. All right, cool. And Snoopy says that it's an upgrade. Oliver Glasner is an upgrade on Vitor Pereira. Cade also says upgrade.
Yeah, it's an upgrade.
I've got a lot of respect for
big
him,
upgrade for DJN. Big upgrade. So
I don't think he's the Wolfie upgrade that Wolfie's proclaiming, challenging for the league title and all that. I think he's gone a little bit.
Oh,
The one thing I will say about Forest, they're pulling some rabbits out of that's in the market at the minute. They're doing very well in the market.
They're a decent football club. I'm not sure about the owner, but it's a decent football club.
He's
Well,
wild.
they've just confirmed they've just bought the Amanda today.
the center back Usman Diabandi.
Which will be from
Sporting.
someone who City were looking at once upon a time. As Darsh will know.
Funnily enough, he's suing Palestine, that Forest owner.
Oh yeah.
The guys
The Maracas or whatever. Yeah, he's suing them. All right. So Ipswich Town they've gotten rid of Kieran McKenna and they have brought in Gary O'Neill.
Downgrade.
Downgrade. Upgrade or downgrade? Alan says downgrade.
Upgrade. That he's a good manager.
I
O'Neill.
think it's like
Very good manager. I think he's a good. Yeah, I think he's a good manager. O'Neill.
Either way.
Who's that then? Sorry, it was that.
Kieran McKenna out. Gary O'Neill in.
Upgrade.
Alan says downgrade. Martin says upgrade. Cade says downgrade. All right. Steve says Ipswich it's a downgrade for them losing McKenna. All right. Next up is Fulham. They push out Marco Silva, or he's gone, and they bring in Alvaro Arbiola. That guy. Formerly, I guess you'd call him interim manager at Real Madrid, I believe.
I think it's a downgrade. And to be honest with you, I'm predicting they're going down this season.
Wow. You think they're going down?
Hey,
Yeah, I think they're going down.
tough.
No, I don't think they'll go down because Ipswich, Hull, and Coventry are worse than them. Unfortunately for them. But yeah, I think they'll struggle, and it's a downgrade.
I mean, Harry Wilson losing him is a big loss for him. And what they're doing about
Harry Wilson's a good player.
So saying that, they've just bought Shea Charles today for 30 million, which I think's a good signing.
It's a good signing, but it's Harry Wilson. I don't know. I've just got.
But they're booking some.
You never. Yeah, obviously you never got him challenged or anything like that. But you never go into like the last few games of the season with him worrying, are we going to get relegated? It was always a safe bet, wasn't it? You knew where he was with him.
See, yeah, I actually think it's a downgrade. I actually rate Michael Silva. I think
Don't forget they've got the Norwegian Messi as well, Bob.
It's just when I'm saying buying these two Real Madrid players, I'm thinking to myself, like, what are you doing here? Like, I just don't think they're going to stay up. I honestly think it's their time to go down this season.
All right, so moving to Bournemouth. Bournemouth lose Andoni Iraola to Liverpool, and they bring in Marco Rose. Upgrade or downgrade?
Downgrade.
Downgrade. I think
Yeah,
everybody agrees
Kingston,
Bournemouth have
literally,
downgraded
it's a
here.
downgrade.
Yeah. All right. So then Andoni Iraola leaves Bournemouth, goes to Liverpool, where he replaces Arne Slot. Is Iraola a upgrade or a downgrade on Arne Slot?
Upgrade.
Remember, before you answer, might I remind you that Slot did win the league in his first year. Just put it out there.
With Klopp's team.
Hey, I'm just putting it out there. I'm just stating the facts. You can make of it as you will. Upgrade or downgrade? Matthew, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, definitely an upgrade. I think Slot had just went on the bandwagon of Klopp. And yeah, I think when it comes to finding his own players and having to recoach them slightly, he failed. So yeah, upgrade.
A lot of people feel that Iraola is a upgrade on Slot. However, I will call out Spicy Potatoes. Spicy Potatoes says that Iraola is a downgrade on Slot.
I actually think he's a downgrade.
Okay.
For Liverpool, that's my difference. It's for Liverpool. I think he's a good manager. I
think people overrate him a lot.
Yeah, I'm not sure I don't know if he's ready for a Liverpool-esque job.
I mean, we've already seen in pre-season. I mean, he's already using that excuse. I don't know if I've got the right players, and he's only just coming through pre-season.
Yeah. Defensively, they look all over the shop. They look a mess pre-season. Liverpool fans are really worried. They're like, defensively, we're all over the shop there.
And they haven't done a ton in the market either.
Sorry. Can I say something?
That's what. No, because they've got no money. Because they spent all the money last year. That's why they need this Jeff Bezos money now. And the Facebook,
which is deep.
Chief exec's money. Yeah. But they're only buying 30%. And by the way, you got to remember, having a rich owner doesn't mean riches come in, as Newcastle have found out.
Yes, but they have the benefit that they have.
Is still big.
I was going to say they have the benefit of they're starting from a much higher place than what Liverpool were.
Yes, but
the rules have been anyway 70%. No, they spend 70% of Europe.
But but the 70% isn't going to come into the PL. They're going to leave it at 85 and let you fight your own battles.
Yeah, if you're in the Champions League,
I'll say they let you fight your own battles with the Champions League.
Yeah. Well, that'll take precedent.
No. If you're in Tariq, if you're in Europe, it's still 70.
Yeah,
I know, but the Premier League said they're not going to put their own 70% cap on it. They won't. Basically, they're not going to charge you for going over in the PL. However,
not in the first year.
UEFA will. Now, UEFA is probably just a little fine.
Yeah, in Tariq though, you got to be in. It's the first year. You're not gonna, the second year they'll put that rule back into place.
Solomon, go ahead. You wanted to ask a question.
I'm like about Liverpool. Like, I just don't think, I have a hot take. I don't think Liverpool finished in the top 4 this season. Because, they lost Mohamed Salah. They have not replaced Salah yet. Or is it real Ngomoa who you want to replace Salah with? Number 2, Van Dijk's a year older. Now. So, we don't know how much that will cost. Thirdly, they have not really signed any major players in the defense. Positions they actually need. They have been signing attackers, but that's not the solution. They need defenders. Now, Jeremy Jacquet, who came in last season, Now, they have Jeremy Jacquet, they have Leone, they have also Ronald Araujo. These 3 players, there's no squad depth in that defense. There's no squad depth in the 17. So, which is why I think, with Iraola's style of play, high pressing, Iraola likes to keep the press high, but I don't think their team, with the squad that they have, will that style of play that Iraola is demanding for. I don't think Liverpool will translate to it because of the squad depth. Now, they are playing Champions League, Premier League, FA Cup, Carabao Cup, all these competitions. And we know how aggressive Iraola's style of play is. So if they lack squad depth, how would this transition? That's just my take. I don't think they finish in top 4. Maybe 6. But
All right.
Can I say, sorry, yeah, you got to be careful on this ownership because I've seen people freaking out over this Jeff Bezos thing. Having a rich owner doesn't change your spending limit. Liverpool's spending limit doesn't go off how rich your owner is.
Right.
Liverpool's profit, their profit and what they bring in is what they can spend. That doesn't change because Jeff Bezos is rich. This is the whole point of this rule. It's to stop a rich owner coming in and going bang, 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 bang. It's to stop that. But you see, you got to look into the Liverpool thing. They've been after this for a couple of years because I can't remember the company that are owned. Is it, the Boston Red Sox? I can't remember the company's name. They're actually going through a bit of trouble at the minute. This is why they're trying to bring in Jeff Bezos. But
FSG.
they could bring in Jill down the road. If they've only got 200 million to spend, it doesn't matter whether it's Jeff Bezos or Jill down the road. They've still got 200 million pound left to spend. And so people have
What
to
you
be
will
careful
find is massive sponsorship deals, something like Amazon Prime or something like that on the side of the shirt. Or something like that.
They won't. Yeah, that also then has to be changed because this is where the ATP comes in. That'll have to be all cleared off and rectified by the Premier League. That's why our Etihad deal hasn't been signed off yet. We're still fighting that at the minute. It hasn't been signed off. Because that's what Liverpool fans say, we're just going to get Amazon
Prime. Didn't we win that?
Sorry,
I thought we won that, didn't we? I thought we won that.
We won it, but you've still got to fight. You've still got to prove its fair market value. The difference is with City is Etihad is not part of Sheikh Mansour. That's the argument with this whole 115 thing. That Etihad is nothing to do with Manchester City.
Right.
It's a separate company with separate entities. Jeff Bezos owns Amazon. You can't say, well, my brother owns Amazon. He owns Amazon, so they're not going to be able to get Amazon into the shirts because it's his company.
Well, couldn't they? I know there's it's like a what do they call it? A related entity or something like that. But how did Mike Ashley? I forget what his company was. They had him as a sponsor.
Sports Direct. Yeah, it got changed though. He was in well before the ATP. The ATP didn't come in till 2021, 22.
Yeah, fair. Scarf Boy, big up to you, man. Glad to have you. As always, we are going through all of the new managers that are coming into the Premier League in their clubs, and we're asking if the club upgraded or downgraded in this selection. So we just talked about Liverpool, of course. Next up is Chelsea. Chelsea lost Liam Rowe Sr. and brought in Xabi Alonso. Is this a straight? Everybody agrees that that's an upgrade.
I don't think you need to answer that question.
Yeah, it's pretty much everybody agrees it's an upgrade. Does anybody
downgrade?
Think it's an upgrade.
Downgrade.
Liam Rowe Sr. was great, man. What are we talking about? No, yeah, I think we all agree that was it's an upgrade for Chelsea there. Newcastle got rid of Eddie Howe just recently and brought in a Matthias, and I don't know how to say his last name. Giselle. I was gonna say Yaisley or something like that, but German manager, managed Red Bull Salzburg for 2 years, got a move to Al Ahly in Saudi Arabia. They had just been promoted. I'm looking at it. They said that he got them into the Champions League, the Asian Champions League, where he won, I think, back-to-back AFC or Asian Federation Champions Leagues, coming the first coach to achieve this feat. Still relatively new in his managerial career, just starting out in 2021. And now he's taking over at Newcastle.
Upgrade. Yeah, I think it's a better coach than Eddie Howe.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Can we say the same?
Can I say sideways step?
Sure.
Sure. Yeah.
If you think it's a much more of the same.
Wasn't what I expected, to be honest with you. I mean,
Wasn't what the
Eddie Howe's
Newcastle
time
fans
came to an end
expected.
there, and it's time to let him go. But I didn't see it coming.
I personally think with the players that have been let go, Newcastle possibly more will go, and the manager coming in. We don't know enough about the manager at this level. It's hard to say yes or no, but I can see Newcastle really struggling this year.
Surprise upgrade Newcastle. I'll say upgrade Newcastle. Big upgrade. He says that the squad has a downgrade. Doesn't matter if it's going to make a difference on this coach or not. Dar says he's actually a upgrade when you look at his career and situations placed in under. Hold on. Under compared to. Let me finish reading it. Under compared to Eddie Howe. Go ahead.
Yeah, I think it's personally, I think it's a downgrade on Eddie Howe because you cannot compare the Saudi Pro League to Premier League. You just can't compare what you've done you've won back to back, Champions League or what do you call it? You won back to back, but the Saudi Pro League can't be compared to the Premier League team because it's a different ballgame entirely. The Premier League is the most competitive league. The Premier League in Europe, the Premier League the best league. So what you do in the Saudi league, I don't think it really translates to what they're going to do because it seems
you're taking Zaghi as manager, wouldn't you? He's in the Saudi league. I'm taking Zaghi as manager. He's in the Saudi league.
Yeah, but how well is he doing in the Saudi league exactly?
I'll give you an opinion of a Newcastle fan. So one of my best mates is a Newcastle fan. So I was actually
Alan.
Speak about it, and this is what he said. I'll read out what he said to me. So he said it'd gone very stale under Howe, and we need a new youthful team. It's either going to be a big success and we push for Europe, or a complete disaster and we go down. We need at least 4 more signings, a fullback who can play both sides, at least 1 CM, arguably 2, and a right-sided forward and a young CB. That's what he said to Newcastle fan.
Wow.
So they need Jack Bauer.
All right. Well, last but not least is Manchester City. But before we have the discussion about Pep and Enzo, which we will make it very short because, again, whatever. Spicy Potatoes asked, he says the proper question about Chelsea is not Liam Senior and Xabi Alonso, but rather if Xabi Alonso is an upgrade from Enzo Maresca, who started the season. So I'll ask that question to the panel. Is Xabi Alonso an upgrade on Enzo Maresca for Chelsea?
No.
I would have said yes. I would have said yes with what I've seen and heard with what's going on with Maresca. I'm going to say no.
So let me ask this
I would have
question.
said yes a couple of months back.
Are you afraid to say that Xabi Alonso is an upgrade on Maresca? Because if I say that, that's a reflection on Maresca on my club.
No, for me, listen, I'm honest. I wanted Alonso as manager. I think he's an excellent manager. I just, with what the evidence I've been provided in the last month or two, I'm over the moon with Maresca. Yeah. I think he's just the right fit. Right. Sometimes managers suit teams and clubs.
And that's where I was going to say, right? Because Enzo Maresca, which we'll get to, may be the right person for City because he's been here, whatever. But it could still be. It could still be. Yeah, but it could still be a upgrade for Chelsea bringing in Xabi Alonso because maybe for Chelsea that was an upgrade for what they needed. But let's go ahead and ask the question, get it out of the way. Is Enzo Maresca a upgrade on Pep Guardiola? We all agree that's what?
Well, what? No, let me answer. On last year's Pep Guardiola, he was knackered. Okay. He was washed out. I think he ran out of ideas. And I think he's now,
so, years, right?
Yeah,
Would you say?
prime Pep Guardiola, I know. But I was saying you could see he needed something different. I think it's an upgrade on this Pep Guardiola from last year. Yeah.
No, I don't think it's an upgrade.
I was gonna say it's hard for me to ever say that, but hey, I can't
Pep for me
argue
is
the
the
point.
goal. Pep for me is the goal. Do I agree? Yes, I agree. I think it had gone a bit stale, 100%. I think it had gone a bit stale. Pep said that.
My bad, man. I can't hold it in. My bad.
Pep said himself it had gone stale. I think it was just the right time at the right point now. But no, if you're putting overall band for band out, then no. Guardiola clears it.
So one of the things that I saw does anybody else think that that he's an upgrade on Pep or not a downgrade?
It'd be a bit like Miami buying Haaland. Like, he's not Messi, but he's technically an upgrade on Messi, isn't he?
When you said Miami, I thought you were talking about football. I was going to say, throw it up, bro. Anyway, go ahead. Go ahead, Solomon.
I mean, it depends on which version of Pep. Like this current version, I'll say it's like upgrade.
I mean, the one that we had last season, because that's the one that left. So is he an upgrade on the one that was there last season?
I mean, like based on what Maresca has done with Chelsea, I'll say it's an upgrade. Based on what he won the Club World Cup, he beat the almighty PSG. He won the Conference League. I'm like this. I'll say it's like upgrade because.
All right.
Yeah.
So one of the things that I saw the.
Hang on. Whoa. You got to be. So how far back we're going here? Because Maresca didn't win the Conference League last season.
Oh, so my bad. I meant the season before.
How far back? Because the thing is, for me, there was only one manager better than Pep last year, and that was Arteta, because we won 2 trophies. And we finished second.
That's how I feel about it. And quite honestly, we were close to winning a third. But
yeah, that's what I mean. I don't know. I mean, if that was a Pep poor season, his good season would have been winning the league.
There is no upgrade on Pep Guardiola, in my opinion.
I don't know where. Yeah, that's. Yeah.
But hey, it's okay if people feel differently. That's perfectly fine. Now, I want to ask this question.
But we did win 2 trophies last year.
One of the things that I saw and I was reading is that there is supposedly this new feeling around the camp and around the team. Things are a little bit lighter. Some of the things that Pep brought in have been taken out, and people feel a little bit, it's more loose around the camp. Enzo Maresca was talking about the initiation songs that people had to do. And it's particularly his coaching staff, and he said that they were all crap. He said that his was a disaster. He was singing "My Way" by Frank Sinatra. You're already bad. You go for an easy one. He said the best was Michel de Bernardine, our goalkeeping coach. Pretty good. That's neither here nor there. If you had an initiation, if you had to sing an initiation song, if we had an initiation process on this channel, and every time you came, why you go off camera, Martin? What did you go off camera for? Wait a minute. I'm talking about an initiation, and Martin goes off camera. So let's say we had an initiation, and before he disconnected completely. That's funny. But let's say you had to sing a song. What would your initiation song be? What would you sing? If you do you do karaoke? What would you sing? Solomon, what would you sing?
Sing what?
If you had an initiation song. So if in order to come on, and let's change. In order to come on, you had to sing first. That was your initiation. You had to sing a song on camera to the whole world to kind of get yourself into the panel. What would you sing?
Okay, a song to get myself on the panel.
Yeah, it's a song. What song would you sing?
Probably Afrobeat, the Rema, Burna Boy.
Okay.
Here in Nigeria.
All right, fair enough. Martin, what would you sing? Do you do karaoke, Martin?
When I'm drunk.
Wait, you mean you don't do this show drunk? I thought, what are we doing?
Oh, no.
I'm just kidding.
Rocking all over the world.
And I like Messi Kelly as well. I can really think one of his songs.
All right.
Rocking
Dylan.
all over the world by Status Quo.
Ian Dunn says 3 Little Birds by Bob Marley. All right. Somebody said Purple Pills by Eminem, Rampage. Dylan, what would you sing for your initiation song?
Wonderwall. Why not?
Wonderwall. See, that's why you play to the crowd, play to the audience. They're going to get behind you. You know what? If you started off, the audience will just start singing. You don't even have to keep going. You can just kind of sit there and hold the mic out and just, do that kind of thing. Smart man. Matthew, do you got a song that you would sing?
Yeah, Welcome to the Jungle.
Welcome to the jungle. Okay, all right, fair enough. I have never done karaoke in my life. Never. So I don't know what I would sing, but I like Wonderwall. I would absolutely do that. Billie Jean.
Realize
Billie Jean
don't walk around singing Oasis 24/7.
What? How?
I do know
Liverpool people sing the Beatles all the time. Why aren't you guys singing Oasis?
Yeah, I don't know. I think everyone's got this thing that we're all sat there in Manchester singing Oasis 24/7.
No, I don't think that. But what I will say is I only know of Oasis because of my City fandom. Now, my little brother was like, when I played it, he was like, "Oh yeah, I know this song," because I just wasn't. That's not what I was listening to. I don't know. But big up to everybody for. Governor, appreciate you, man. Dom says he would sing "Super Freak" by Rick James. Luke says Clubfoot.
Just the way you are.
Snoopy says Shaka Khan's "Ain't Nobody."
Sorry, I'm just getting ready for Sunday.
Darsh, okay, I like this one. Darsh, hit him up. Tupac, okay.
Can I sing
Liam
the
says,
Caballero
"Drop
song?
it like it's hot."
I'm
a bit of a
Tarek. Matthew Martin this season.
Can I sing the Caballero song ready for Sunday? And shake it all about.
So I don't know it. Tell me. Go ahead, sing it.
No, it's not right.
I have this.
You're really out.
Really out. In, out, shake it all about.
So I have this function.
Willie Caballero.
I have a function for those of you in the chat. Somebody said up above that I should make this a new rule. You have to do this when you come on. So I actually did think about this at one point in time. If you go in the chat and you type exclamation point or whatever, what do you guys call that over there? Do you guys call it exclamation point?
Yeah.
All right.
I've just been done over it. I've just realised I've just give you karaoke there for free.
There you go. If you do exclamation point chant, it is supposed to post a song. Is it going to do it? All right. So it says, "We know what we are. We know what we are. We know what we are. Champions of Europe. We know what we are." Exclamation point mark.
Listen,
yeah.
On Sunday when all the champions comes out, it's "Where's your European Cup?" Right back at them.
So if you do that, it will give you a song.
Cup? Where's your Carabao Cup?
And if you want to come on and sing the song that you get, we welcome it. So let's see. Snoopy, what did you get? Mind the Gap. See, I don't even know. I can't get the. So Martin, sing the song for me. Mind the Gap,
Man
United.
Mind the Gap, Man United. It's getting bigger every time we play.
Mind the Gap. This has turned to a rally now. I'm sorry.
I'm saying this is always
me
in
and Danny
there.
are getting ready for Sunday. We're ready for Cardiff.
All
now.
you have to do is
go.
hit exclamation mark chant. It will give you a song. And I did that because I was gonna ask people to sing it when they come on, if they would be willing to, if they were brave enough to sing the song. All right, let's see who else did we get?
We'll just do this. We'll just do. You put your willy out. You put your willy in. Your willy out.
Well,
Shake it all about.
Dylan got "We Never Win at Home and We Never Win Away." We lost this league and we lost today. Yeah, because we're all pissed up. Okay. Let's see. Oh, he got the Yaya and Colo song.
That's changed now. We've got new lyrics to that now.
Oh, really?
The words are hard for that, aren't they?
It's now Alfie, Haaland, Erling. Sorry.
Cool. Spicy Potatoes got. Oh, okay. So the Ruben Amorim song, right? So when I went to Fulham, I think they sang that song every 4 or 5. It was like 3 songs in between, and they were singing it again. I don't understand why we keep singing it.
Ruben Amorim, never gonna win again.
Yes.
Crying in Stratford. The Reds are going down.
And it just kept going. So, but listen though. But this is my issue. So I watch these matches on TV, right? So I can hear the crowd going, but I don't always know the words, right? And they're not trying to focus on the crowd; they're focusing on what's going on in the game. In the
I can give you some other ones.
Hold on. But when you go there, when I go there with my family, and the song kicks off, I'm trying to understand what the song is, and I can't make out the
we want Franny out. We want Franny out.
You know, I'm trying to understand in the what's the word I'm looking for?
Do you know the Billion in the Bank one? The lyrics.
Yes, there's another one that's in here too. It's in here.
Yeah, so there's like going down with $1 billion in the bank.
Yeah, there's like 20 of them in here. So if you get one, you are more than welcome to hit the button and come on, so we can let you sing your song.
When it's on telly that you can't understand it and whatnot, but when you're there you can, or the way around.
No, so when you're listening on TV, you don't really hear. You can hear the crowd. You know that they're singing, and if you know the lyrics, you know the chorus, then you know. Okay, yep, I know what they're singing. But when I got there, this was a newer song, and I had no clue what the words were. So I'm trying to listen, but I can't understand the Mank.
It's not that tight. What that is?
It's only 3-1.
De Bruyne's last game.
It's only 3-1.
Yeah, it was De Bruyne's last game. Yeah.
I was there for that. It was going on for half an hour straight. The problem with that was everyone was just completely pissed.
There you go.
Because everyone was
Tariq, it depends what mood we're in, who the opponent is, what kind of the game it is. It depends. Different chants come out at different times.
Well, all I will say is I had to like really listen closely to understand what the words were, and then I got it. It's the accent. Yes, it was the Mank accent that I was like, what did they just say? Huh? And of course,
that's the longest I've heard that song sang for when that full.
And I was like, I want to sing De Bruyne or Guardiola or anything else.
We'll be in for 20 minutes if I start singing that one.
Old Trafford is.
Semenyo.
What'd you say?
Wait till we get the Milky song going. We love Semenyo just the way he is.
See, so again, how is someone here in the U.S. going to know all these new songs that you guys make up? I need someone to be like posting a song book or something. So
there is one. No, there is one. Tariq. There is. I was speaking to someone the other day actually about this. They are trying to get a Maresca one. They're coming up with lyrics for a Maresca one.
Yeah.
Oh, McAdoo.
Some of them will just do. Yeah, some of them will just come out during the game, and sometimes we don't even know what it is. And it's just some people get it going, and then it just follows. Because that's how the Semenyo one got going. It just got going and got going and got going, and then went down TikTok, and then everyone was doing it.
So yes, if you there is a way to request the specific one if you got one and you like it. Oh, number 10 or number whatever. They're in there. There's, I think, like I said, there's like 18 of them in there. So all you have to do is hit
do you want me
exclamation point chant.
I'm just wondering because you're off at half one, aren't you? Do you want me to do the quick fire updates?
So I was going to jump down. I want to ask this question because we're talking about Enzo Maresca. He brought this new feeling to the club. My question for you, well, I'll skip the Jack Grealish.
My internet shit today.
Whatever.
Yes, Jack Grealish is surplus to requirements.
Yeah, but Nico O'Reilly, according to this tweet from Simon, says that he is seen as a left back only rather than a midfielder. What do you think about that? Because we've seen him do well in the midfield. We know that's where that's his comfort zone. That's where he was originally come through into the academy.
He's happy to be left back. He's happy with the role he's got.
Yeah, but he'll still end up at midfield anyway.
But this manager may not play him in midfield, and that's what we're saying. That he's saying he doesn't see him as a midfielder.
Yeah, they don't see him as a midfielder.
But during the play, when we're on the ball, we're progressing the play, it's obviously going to end up in the
because he's going to invert. You're saying he's going to end up in the same positions on the pitch. Yeah.
Exactly.
Well, he might not. You see, I don't think he'll be as far up the field as what he once was.
No, but he might invert into that first line of that holding midfielder position.
It'll be him or Nunes.
Right.
I know he's got to be ahead of him now at the moment, because he's pre-season.
Well, but Aït-Nouri's playing mostly as an attacker, so he's playing as a winger, almost a straight out winger. More so than as a left back, but we'll see. But I thought that's an interesting decision because, of course, everybody, if you didn't already know about Nico O'Reilly from the academy, you still fell in love with him as a player because you saw this young kid come through, give it his all. He played out of position, but he played great. He was locking down Salah and others. So there was a lot of respect for him, and you don't want to see someone get in his way as far as his progression, but also recognizing and accepting that he might not be a left back forever. I don't think we thought he was going to be a left back forever, but maybe he will be. Maybe that's his position, and he's just going to have to accept that.
The plan is, because the next few signings are going to be midfielders. Max Alain's gone to Burnley on loan for the season. Calvin Phillips has gone to Sheffield United on loan for the season. Victor Hayes will be kept. Nunes obviously kept. The back line will be the back line. What we've got, all the defenders are staying. Reinders agents have been in meetings with Nottingham Forest to see what wages and everything will be. Then whether they agree a fee. There is interest from Turkey as well. Rodri, another meeting in the morning with Barca officials to go through some stuff. They do want to move on Enzo Fernandez quickly, and Chelsea have given City a deadline of around about 24th of August. 24th of August is the hard deadline on Enzo Fernandez. City, Maresca does want him. City do want him. I know there's other things, but it is what it is. That's the guy they want. Buada is very close. They're just sorting out some very finer details on that. Rully's in. Rully's signed, sealed, and delivered. So he's your backup goaler. But the plan is now for the rest of the window is Enzo Fernandez plus a replacement for Reinders. Oh, and there is no interest in Adam Wharton.
And where is Reinders going? Do we know?
At the moment, Forest or Turkey are the two.
So, all right. Appreciate that, sir. Thank you. We talked about Enzo Maresca, and you said that the conversation and the feelings around Enzo Fernandez are legit and are real. And I think it makes sense from the standpoint that as a manager, you want to bring in someone that you've had success with, someone that knows the style of play that you want to play, all of that. However, this is a player that has been involved in more than his fair share of controversy, right? I think it is safe to say that the vast majority of City supporters those that I interact with, whether it be on YouTube, whether it be on social media. But again, recognizing that it doesn't mean that everybody feels the same way. LB put out a poll, and he put it in on YouTube in like his post or whatever. And he said, Viana gives you the decision. Enzo Fernandez to Man City for 120. Are you saying yes or no? 73% of the people said no. 27% said yes. Now, maybe they said no just because of the 120 million caveat in there. But a lot of people just don't want him at all. But my question is, what is the reason that we don't want him? And I will admit that I am playing, whether it be devil's advocate or what have you. I'm being facilitator, and so I'm not necessarily, but I'm going to ask the question. Is the real reason that we don't want Enzo Fernandez because he's not already one of ours? Would we find a justification for him in what he has done or what he does if he was already a Blue? If he was a City player already, how would we feel about what happened at the World Cup with the banners and all the things that he does, right? Would we feel differently if he was already a City player? And I ask that question because I think back to Bernardo Silva, and before you guys kill me, just hear me out. Bernardo had a situation with Benjamin Mendy where he made a comment that many people perceived to be racist. Benjamin Mendy came out and said, "Nah, that's my friend. I didn't take it that way. That's not how it was intended. Whatever." We, as a fan base, said, "Okay, that's cool. They're just friends. It was a misinterpretation. We did not assign racism or a racist tone to Bernardo in that situation." Is it a little unfair, or would we find the same justification for Enzo if he was already at City?
I'll let them go first.
And then I ask this question: does the club really care what we think? Yes, 73% of the people said, no, I don't want him. 73% is a large number. But does the club care about that?
You want the honest answer to that, too?
I want your feeling, yep.
No.
Your honest feeling.
No. The club will feel they can get over this initial storm.
So, Snoopy, I agree that they're not the same, and I kind of tried to say that in the beginning, but it's the closest thing that I could come up with to say this was a player. Because again, the reason I think they're different is because the person he was talking to in Benjamin Mendy told us he felt it was different. So the person that's in the conversation was like, no, it's not that. It wasn't that. We're friends. We're whatever. He said it wasn't about race. So I agree that it is different.
I'll give you a different example. Okay, so it's nothing to do with football. It's to do with wrestling. So if you watch wrestling, you know Hulk Hogan.
Yes.
Remember what happened with Hulk Hogan?
He was never forgiven.
Never left him. So before he died, his last appearance was in LA on Raw at the start of the year, being booed out the arena for being racist.
He got booed.
Down in the world that made wrestling what it was.
Yes.
And everyone turned on him, and they never let him forget it.
That's a great analogy. So
City, I'm surprised that they think they can ride it out more than anything because, I was talking about this on Martin's channel, that in particularly Arab owners, they are conscious about what the press say about them, their image in the media. So for me, I thought this isn't going to happen for that reason. They're not going to want this negativity thrown at them. They're going to divert away from it. So I'm surprised they're going out for that point, but I don't see him riding through that storm with it because if you've done it once, chances are he's going to do it again.
So
I've heard some City fans even say they will stop watching the team while he's there.
And so this is where I'm going. But Ash, your point is exactly right. The way Maresca still wants him is mad. That's my opinion on it, right? Not only does he still want him, this is a player that after this situation at the last World Cup, he made him his captain, right? So it feels as if Maresca is okay with this player regardless of whatever else goes on around him. Now, again, maybe that's because he was already at Chelsea. So again, I can explain away all the stuff that he does or whatever. It just doesn't, it bothers me as a supporter that he is pushing, or he appears to be pushing Copa America, excuse me. He appears to be pushing so hard to bring this player in. I don't like it.
I'm be honest. Yeah, but what worries me is, and this is my bit, it's not even Maresca and Biana here for me. Our owners have taken nothing but racial, xenophobic abuse for years. And they are, because listen, they have to sign off on this. Make no mistake about this. This is not just Rihanna. When you are talking 120 million quid, Khaldoon is involved. Make no mistake about that. Khaldoon is involved. What is, and considering the club have pushed this no to racism, they only had a no to racism weekend on the 17th of April of this year. They made a big issue over the Semenyo and the Mark Gay racial incidents at Everton away. I can't square it off in my head. What has happened here for the club to do a complete 180 into this?
So now I'm going to ask you a question, Martin, because you know these folks better than I do, right? I don't know them at all, right? But where are the folks from 1894? Where are the folks from those other groups? Now, before you answer, because they speak out about seats, they speak out about ticketing situations, and I will acknowledge that this is outside of kind of the scope of what they do.
Yes, but I was about to say that. Yes.
So I'm acknowledging that, right? And I'm not trying to cast blame that's not what I'm trying to do. What I am saying is that they are the only collective voice that City fans have. They came together. They spoke up when the ticketing situation didn't go a certain way. They spoke up when not just the ticketing, but the seating and moving seats from one seat side to the other. They have been very vocal in those scenarios. And in some respect, it caused a change, or it appears that a change was brought about from the ownership. Where are they now? And if their voice, if in fact 73% of City fans don't want this guy to come in, is there a world in which 1894 and whatever other groups speak up and it has an impact? Maybe the answer is no. Maybe the answer is no.
No, for the simple fact is, when it's to do with tickets and it's to do with other things, we, the fans, have a bit of power there. When it comes to a transfer, and I keep saying this, fans have no power. We have no power in transfers. We can bitch, moan, complain, have our debates on YouTube and podcasts and everything all we want. To Manchester City, that's their domain. When it comes to the tickets and everything else, we can get involved because we are the people who can get involved in it. But when it comes to the players, the hands are tied a little bit, because what the club will turn around and probably say, right, well, Rodri don't want to stay. And it's poor excuse, by the way. Rodri don't want to stay. Rodri's going to go. Who do we buy? Because on one half, they'll say, you demand trophies, you demand titles, you demand UCLs. Well, we're trying to get you the best players to do that. But now we're told we shouldn't get. I don't know. It doesn't. I'm uncomfortable with it. That's my issue. I'm uncomfortable, but unfortunately, it sounds like I'm all right with it. I'm not. But
No, I don't think you are, and I don't want
What do
anyone
I-
to say that you are, because that's not the
there's
case.
nothing I can do. I've got no skin in this game.
Yes, and what I will say,
That's the
and what
biggest
I will say is that I heard you say that there are people who said if they bring him in, they will stop watching, and that is a principled position. I respect it. That's not the position that I'm going to take. It's just not right. I will. And somebody said I won't. I think it was Alan or whoever it was. I won't stand up and clap him. Oh, maybe it was you, Martin. I won't clap him. I won't cheer him. I won't scream his name or all those things.
My form
right?
of protest.
So, yeah,
that's my form of protest.
But I can't. And so I'm a person who has has given up my fandom in certain teams for lesser reasons, and I was younger, but I also recognize that when it comes to this, when it comes to football, when it comes to footy, you get one chance at this. You get one club, and that's it, right? So I can't just decide I'm going to support somebody else. I just can't do that.
No, at the end of the day, he's a brilliant footballer. I'm not going to take away his football
on
ability.
the
He's
pitch,
a great footballer.
but I won't even say on the pitch, because again, some of the things he does on the pitch is still get on my nerves. But yes,
do you know my intrigue in all this? What is Doku, Semenyo, O'Reilly? What are they all gonna? Is anyone gonna? Are they gonna be asked about this?
Well, Ryan Shirky, because the song was about France, wasn't it? And Shirky's like a
Are they gonna be asked about this?
Yeah.
Because do you know what scares me? What really scares me? You made a point earlier about he made him captain at Chelsea.
Exactly.
When did he make him captain at Sir? Excuse my French.
That would be so Trev is not here, but Trev has said consistently that he didn't want him to bring really any Chelsea fans or any Chelsea players in, because he knew that it could upset the locker room or the dressing room, the training room. I think making him a captain would be the absolute worst decision he could make. I do want to revisit a conversation.
I thought buying him was the worst decision.
Well, you would go from bad to worse if you make him captain.
Yeah.
Marla, how are you?
You seriously think though that Enzo Maresca doesn't know him personally on a one-on-one and not spoke to him about it and said, I think you made a mistake. You're not really that person. Please, be careful what you do. Or do you think Maresca's gone, yeah, you're racist, but who gives a shit?
So I'm going to get to Marla in just a minute, but Dom's point, the players at Chelsea don't seem to have a problem with him. I think this is getting blown out of proportion. I will tell you that when he first came back, they did have a problem with him, and it did cause an issue. Now, again, I don't know what that looks like because I'm not in that training room. And again, the reality is that people will play. You have to play with each other, but you don't have to be friends. You don't have to be friends. You could hate each other as long as you do your job. I don't know what that looks like, but I will disagree that they didn't have a problem, because they did. Do they have a problem today? I don't know. How does Reece James feel? How does Reece James feel today? I don't know. But they absolutely had an issue in that initial moment.
Yeah,
Marla,
thank you, Ash. Fofana, sorry to freak on Tamala. Fofana made a huge statement about this.
Yes.
Fofana said, I don't want to speak to him anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Marla, go ahead.
It's about that I want to talk. That whole Enzo Fernandez situation is not only what he did, it's about everything that happened after. After he did what he did, he didn't apologize for it. He apologized for the video had gone online. He didn't apologize for the content of the video, for the people that he insulted, for everything. He apologized because the video went online. He didn't apologize to record that video and want to share that video. And after that, one of the reasons that I'm really negative around everything is that the players, the French players, the French black players, unfollowed him on the social media and kind of called for something to happen. And Enzo Maresca went in the interview after that and defended Enzo like Enzo was his son. The way he defended Enzo in the interview is disgusting. And he even called some players that kind of complain about it, like that they shouldn't have gone that way. It was something to be resolved in the dressing room, something like that. I don't remember exactly what he said. But the interview was terrible. That's the because the reason I'm more angry about this situation. It's not about the video. It's everything that happened after. He was received in the game. He was received as a war hero. Come back from a fight. Come back from something really bad that happened to me. Like he was the victim, not the people that he insulted. And
I don't remember Julian Alvarez apologizing. No, nobody.
So let me jump in. So Snoopy says, I'm not gonna lie, I don't like the way Maresca dismissed the live stream. He called it a child's mistake. I wouldn't agree with that. I don't agree with that. And this is my question, and we're gonna move off the topic because we're gonna wrap up here in a little bit. But I want to know, if this was a different player from a different team, would Maresca have responded the same way, right? Maresca, as manager, maybe he feels he has to come to his player's defense. Now, I don't agree with that, but maybe he feels he has to defend him. And like I said earlier, do we find excuses and justification and rationale for things that our players do or our favorite players do because they're our players? We can find a reason to say, oh, it's not as bad as it looks because they're my players. They're the players that I like. But if it's somebody else, we want to crucify them for that same thing. I don't know the answer here, but I think we have to have the conversation. We just saw Jose Mourinho defend a player who allegedly had racist comments to make towards Vinny Jr., and he said that it was Vinny's fault. Vinny shouldn't do this. Vinny doesn't need to dance. Why is he dancing? He made it about Vinny, and Vinny was the problem as opposed to what the player said. Now, that same manager who defended the other player is now the manager at Real Madrid and is going to have to be the one that's going to step out and say, there's no problem with what Vinny does. So again, how many times does our perspective, we view it because of our perspective? As manager of Real Madrid, now all of a sudden, Jose Mourinho is probably going to not have an issue with him dancing.
Can I ask? Sorry, I know I've got a question. Has anyone asked if Enzo Fernandez is this amazing player and he's worth all this money? Why are Chelsea willing to sell him?
Exactly.
Isn't there like an ultimatum, like where he would want to stay at Chelsea or go to City? Like, I've seen that report.
No, he's already given the green light, and Chelsea are willing to sell for that price.
I mean,
That's
120
like
is a lot of money.
Right, we wouldn't have sold KDB in his prime at 120.
Yeah.
Would you sell Haaland with 120 right now?
But he's definitely not Haaland. No, come on.
No, my point is, if he's this amazing player,
yeah, if he's as good as they,
yeah, well,
they probably think they've got a lot of midfielders and they can put that money elsewhere. Lavia and all that.
I don't see. For me, top clubs don't sell top players.
Yeah. So then that begs the question: either he's not a good fit for what Xabi Alonso
and by
wants
the way,
to do.
can I just give people some back, because people are doing this? It was all the Argentines except Messi, and I panned Alvarez for it. It's why I went off him, and I said that at the time because I pointed out Alvarez was sat next to him. It was started by Enzo Fernandez and it was filmed on his phone.
That's ultimately, he was the one that broadcast.
He was the one who initiated it, and then reposted it on his social media the next day. The wording of it, and everyone goes, it wasn't racism. What they were doing is all these French players that are meant to be French when they're all from Congo, Africa, blah blah blah. That if we did that, we'd get arrested in the UK and cancelled. The person, Matt, there was a 71-year-old man who racially abused Semenyo and Matt Gay at Everton. He was arrested that night by Merseyside police. Can we stop saying it's not a legal thing? It is in the UK. They work in the UK. You work under UK laws. If I worked in America, I work under American laws. If I work in Saudi Arabia, I work under Saudi Arabian laws. That is the law of the land. I'm sorry, that's not me trying to hung John and quarter him. I'm just giving you facts. In the UK, racism is hate speech and it is illegal. You can go to prison for it. Hence, that fan got arrested. And it can affect your jobs, everything.
Damn.
Did this new Argentinian goalkeeper got number 2 sing along to this?
See, I understand in other countries racism is treated differently. I hear that, and I respect it. That's your opinions. But Angry Ginge did this in the World Cup when he was filming that video between England and Ghana, and he said this guy's just made, and a lot of some people in America made videos saying, "Oh my God, this is so woke. You want him chucked out the stadium and arrested because of racist comments. We have freedom of speech." I hear it. But in the UK, we are told if you hear racism, you report it to a steward and to a policeman, and you get banned.
Yeah,
and then you get arrested.
I think it should be that way everywhere
in the UK. I know people run under different laws. I hear it. We're just giving you the UK law. That's all it is. I'm sorry, that's just the way it is here. You may not like it. You may call us woke. That is the way we are.
Yeah. So, Dom, I hear your point, right? I don't like the guy, but if the black players on our team don't have an issue with it, I'd say why not? And to your point, there's to some extent you might be even right. The reality is, but this is what I would say, right? None of those players are in a position of any power. They can't stop the owner from doing whatever they want to do. And they can either vocalize their frustration and maybe get sent away, or they can just accept it and figure out how to play with the guy. Again, you never have to like him. I don't know what the club is going to do. I hope the club decides that he's not worth it, and which is why I asked the question.
I think the club have pushed on.
Yeah, which is why I asked the question about 1894. Is there any voice that collectively could stand up and get the owner's attention to say, "Hey, this is not a good idea. This is a bad idea. This is going to cause issues in the fan base, potentially within." That's why I wanted to say it. But the reality is, there may be nothing that there is probably nothing that any of us can do for sure, other than voice our frustration either by, not.
This was happening weeks ago, Tree. Yeah. Don't forget, this first came in, correct me if I'm wrong, 6 weeks ago, this was being talked about. And everyone was still making the noises then. They're still pushing ahead with it.
And to be fair, I hope that I don't care why we don't get them. Somebody said, well, would they even pay the money? I'm hoping that they just they refuse to come down off the price and we refuse to pay it and we just move on and we get somebody else. That's my hope.
I think the only voice, just to answer that question, that would stop it is the media. They're not interested in what the fans think. That's fine. They're not bothered about that. But if the media started kicking up a fuss before we signed him massively and it wasn't going away, I think that's the only thing that would stop it. But even the media aren't saying anything. They'll only beat you with that stick once you sign him, and then they'll beat you with it. And I do think as well, Man City, it's amplified. The volume's amplified. You could look at a completely different situation. Look what happened with Mendy when he was at City, and then look at Thomas Partey at Arsenal. He was allowed to play still. Mendy wasn't.
Well,
and we had to go at them. By the way, we had to go at Arsenal for that.
Exactly. I have said that there's a part of me there is a certain amount of I don't know. I don't care for Arteta. I don't like Arteta. He's not my favorite manager. I don't like him. Part of it is because of that situation. Why would you play a player who's had all of those? And again, I will acknowledge that I'm a dad of 3 girls. 3 beautiful young girls that I would never want to be in that position, right? So it bothers me. But I took a principled position. I think it was wrong of him to do that, and I criticize Arteta. I'm going to have the same criticism for Maresca if he brings this guy in. Again, it doesn't impact Maresca, but it will impact some of those players on that team, whether they are in a position to vocalize it or not.
I will say this, Tariq, and I know I'm talking a lot and apologise for the others.
Oh, you don't have to apologize.
I do think this is a bad luck for Maresca. As a new manager coming in, you would want him to embrace the fans, get everyone on board. This will make some fans very easily turn on him because they will use it against him. Yeah. Listen, I'm not one who's saying I'll stop supporting the club or I'll stop watching them. I just won't. I'll just look at Enzo Fernandez as a body in a shirt.
Yeah, he will never have the
embrace.
Yeah,
no, I never want to. Do whatever with him or anything else. I'm not bothered. I don't want his autograph. I don't want to meet him. He's just a body in a shirt. That's the way I'll view it. But there are a lot of fans, and Danny will say this, who are saying they'll stop. They will stop going.
And I also want to call out that there are people who don't feel the same way that I do. There are people, and I thought I had put this quote in here. Somebody, admittedly, not everyone cares. Nobody cares about all that outside the pitch stuff. We only care about what he does on the pitch between the two lines. That's a tweet that I saw today, right? That's one tweet, but there are other people who feel that way. And I respect your opinion, to your ability to feel the way that you do. I disagree with you. I disagree with you strongly, but that's your opinion. You can have it. I will never agree with it. Anyway, I want to, so for those that aren't already aware, he won't sell many shirts. So now this is my problem, right? Because if I see somebody with an Enzo Fernandez shirt, I'm going to feel some kind of way, and I shouldn't be in that position, and I shouldn't make it a character judgment about someone just because of the shirt that they wear. But I got to be honest, I'm going to feel some kind of way.
Can I ask you, and I know people are going to say this is extreme, would you trust Adam Johnson to babysit your kids?
So I only know of the Adam Johnson situation, but absolutely not, right?
Absolutely not. Can we say second chances?
Yeah, no, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
I'm just again, I know some people don't view racism as a crime, and that's fine, that's your view. Manchester is a multicultural city. Danny will tell you that, Travis. It's a multicultural city. It was from, we played at Moss Side, wasn't from Moss Side, but we played in Moss Side for many, many years, which was a predominantly black community.
Let's just say as well, because don't forget in a minute at the stadium as well, a big thing is the tourism. I wonder what they feel about him. And imagine if they won't like it and that tourism suddenly goes down and the money starts coming away from the end. Because that's what it's about at the minute, making money off all the tourists. Or if that suddenly disappears, would that change the mind then?
I mean, money talks. That's what talks loudest. Oh, go ahead, Marla.
I have one of the things that are negative about is exactly because of that, Danny. Because honestly, I think the direction that the club is going now is for the money. So it doesn't matter Enzo Fernandez, because if you see the way that the clubs began, when the club got bought, we start to get a lot of players that really didn't care about Manchester, didn't care about the culture, were here just for the money, and we were a mess. And suddenly when we get Mancini and Chiqui, we start to get players that come here and had ambition to grow and respect the city. At least I felt that way. I don't know if you guys that live there felt that way, that the players care about the city, about growing up there. And what's going on right now, it looks like really similar what the Glazers did with Manchester United. Manchester United now didn't win an important title in 15 years. And even in that situation, Manchester United is one of the most profitable clubs in the world. So basically, we don't need the club, the people in charge really doesn't need to care too much. They just needed to have shiny toys, and the club will be profitable. We can only have, if you have Donnarumma's, Erling Haaland, Enzo Fernandez, we will have shiny toys that we can sell, that we are doing things, and we will be profitable, even if that means to kill everything that makes it what City is, a heart or so, everything that makes at least me fall in love with City. And it's really similar, and that's why I'm really pissed off. All the situation since Guardiola left, the way he lived, I know that he's tired. I know he probably should have gone, but I have a feeling if all this back stuff wasn't happening, he would probably have gone until the end of his contract. I don't know if it would be a good thing, but I think if the back thing wasn't happening, I think he would stay here. And now we have Enzo Maresca treating us like Chelsea. We are not Chelsea. Everything that happened, the way that Enzo had a standing ovation by Chelsea fans when he got back and received the captain armband. I don't think that will happen at City. And the fact that there were no consequences. The situation with Bernardo Silva. Bernardo Silva made a comment of Mendy. I don't know if you guys remember, but he posted a video saying that Mendy was naked because Mendy was wearing a black clothes. And that was interpreted as racist. So one thing is Bernardo Silva say something racist. Another thing is Bernardo Silva being racist. So you can have racist thought. You can say racist things, and then someone will correct you and say that's racist. And then you say, okay. And then you try to learn something like that. The thing with Enzo Fernandez is that he did that. He didn't apologize. He didn't have any punishment. And I don't think he's trying to learn anything with that. I think he's being overprotected and tried and be treated like a victim on the situation.
Yeah. So what I'll say is this, and we're going to bring this subject to a close. I don't know the person. I don't know the man. All I know is what was done publicly. I don't know what he may have done behind the scenes, or, I don't know how he reacted or responded to his teammates. I don't know any of that. What I know is what happened publicly. I would absolutely have loved for a public apology, a public, state sentence or statement of, contrition and demonstrate that. I don't know that I've seen that. I don't believe that I've seen that. And so while, the club is welcome to do whatever the club does, it will have an impact. It will affect people. And, the club will have to deal with whatever that is. As we get ready to come to a close, hold on. We're gonna move on, Solomon. Well, go ahead, make your comment.
Like what I don't understand this guy was doing. Instead of going for a player like Enzo Fernandez, why don't you go for Bruno G? Like it's just for 75 million. I just don't understand.
But I mean, we don't know. So yeah, it would have been great to go try to get Bruno G, but we don't. Maybe he didn't want to come. I don't know. Dar says Maresca, Viana, Khaldoon, Soriano are all responsible for this. No one is getting away with it. So he's putting the blame on all of the folks in charge, from the manager to the director of football to everybody on the backroom staff.
Is there a reason why we notice the club don't talk about Robinho?
Yeah.
So I know where you're going with that. I know why you're going with that.
Right.
But we didn't really mention, as far as I know, we didn't really mention Robinho before that situation happened.
Oh, we did.
Either.
Oh, we did.
Did we?
He was labeled out as the first signing from the Sheikh era.
Okay.
He was a big thing, and now his name's not even same as Yaya. And Yaya didn't even. He just accused the manager of racism.
His was completely different. But yes,
he accused the manager of being a racist.
Yeah.
And do you know what gets me? Is one thing that upsets me is it was a song.
Yeah.
If I sing that song, what he sang, I am cancelled and I'm never getting a job anywhere.
Yeah.
And
again,
reason why
you have to have something to lose.
I can't chuck it away. It's just a song.
So Darsh labeled the blame at all of those people, including Viana. I want to go back to Amar's super chat because one, I want to make sure we give it the due that it deserves, and also big up Amar for the super chat. Appreciate it. Viana is the most incompetent DOF out there, director of football. And even if that's not his title, we get the point that he's trying to make here. Based on what you've seen with what we've brought in, the decisions that maybe he's made, who's going out, who's coming in. Are you giving Viana a thumbs up or a thumbs down right now on the job that he has done? I guess you could say is just kind of middling, but I want you to take a stance. If you had to pick, Viana, again, he's responsible for transfers. If we're saying that he's involved in this decision, even he could say we're just not bringing this guy in. We're just not going to do it. Now, again, if the manager is pushing for it, he's probably going to try to give his manager what he wants. But let's just say that Viana has a potential role in this as well. Overall, not just this situation, but overall, what you've seen from Viana so far, are you thumbs up or thumbs down on Viana, Solomon?
I think he still needs to do more. I feel like this transfer window is going to be very important.
All right, so that's a thumbs down. Thumbs down for now. All right, Danny.
I don't know because it's how you look at it. You don't know what perspective he's looking at Enzo Fernandez in.
And so I don't want it to be just about the Enzo thing, right? Because there's so much more.
So that's going to be a big thing that
is
people's answers. Because if he's clearly told by the club, right, go win and you buy players to win, that's what he's going to be looking at. We're going to be thinking of what's his stance on racism, and it's a tricky one.
Yeah, because I think about, like, again, we have holes, right? We don't have a right back. We don't have, and the manager may play differently, so we don't need those positions potentially. But if you're responsible, do you think he's done a good enough job of getting in who we need to get in, getting out who needs to get out? We still have Grealish on the books. We just got
who's Viana or Maresca?
We're talking Viana. This is his super chat, so I want to respect it. So is Viana, again, I think most incompetent is way over the top. That's hyperbole, right? But again, do you think he's a thumbs up on his job so far or a thumbs down? I'm going to say...
For me, thumbs up, because I like what he's done so far.
All right, Marlo, give him a thumbs up or a thumbs down?
If he does the Enzo thing, then it's straight thumbs down.
All right, Marla's a thumbs down. Danny, do you have a thumbs up or a thumbs down?
Yeah, well, but like mine, if it's not based on purely Enzo thing, based on what he's done, then it's a thumbs up because he's done what we need to do. He's got players in when we need to get him in.
And to Martin's point, if he brings in Enzo, everybody reserves the right to switch it immediately to a thumbs down.
Yeah,
that's fair.
That's it. Because I think Anderson's great, Bawadi's going to be great. I think the contract extensions have been good. I think the money we've got for Trafford and that was good. I have no problem with what he's done so far.
You could have got more money for Rodgers.
You can't. Right. No one's willing to pay. No one's willing to pay the money for Rodra.
Yeah, okay. But Rodgers not.
Right. So we got to do. I want to. So I just wanted Dylan. Just tell me thumbs up, thumbs down.
Yeah, thumbs up. For now.
Matthew.
Yeah, thumbs up.
Okay, cool.
Quickly.
Go ahead.
Anybody? It's the reason why nobody's outraged about Amnesty International saying that our owners are human rights abusers, where they treat immigrants in Abu Dhabi, or
that's the thing that gets brought up.
Shook hands with Donald Trump, but apart from that,
Jesus.
everybody all right with that? I suppose.
Yeah. So again, that is the
sorry.
statement that gets brought. Hold on, I don't have time. We're gonna have to move on because I do have to get off of here. So real quick before I do that though, big ups to 25 Tomorrow, who is subscribe to the channel. Thank you so much. For anybody that's here, if you have not already subscribed, please do me a favor. Go ahead, hit that subscribe. If you enjoy what you've heard or you enjoy the content, the setup, the way we do it, go ahead, hit that like button, hit the subscribe button. Do me that favor. I'm trying to get to 1,000 members or 1,000 subscribers between now and the end of the year, between now and December 31st of this year. I would love to be able to hit to 1,000. It may not be possible, but I need your help. So if you're not already subscribed, do me a favor and do that. Now, so big up to 25 Tomorrow for doing that. For the first time on this stream, I am going to end it, and it is supposed to, and I say supposed to because I've never been able to do this before. It is supposed to take you over to Shades of Blue, where we will be doing a live recording. We always record our it's a podcast. We record it. We put the video out on YouTube as well, but it is something that we record, and then Crunk goes and fixes and does all the things that he does. But we are going to leave here and go directly over there for that recording. So I want as many of you as are willing to hang out with us. Hey, yo, big up, Paul, man. Love you, man. Appreciate that, Paul. 1,000 subscribers loading. Appreciate that. Appreciate the $9.99, man. That's big up on you. We are going over to Shades of Blue, and I am going to put, if I can copy it from my tablet and get it onto my computer, like I want. Copy link. I am going to try and send you over there, but I'm going to post the link. So if for some reason it does not automatically move you, I would love for all of you to come over there with me so we can do this recording over there. Right. It'll be a little different because it's a recording, but just come over. And when you get over there, you can do all the whole raid thing or however that works. I don't care, whatever. But do me a favor, subscribe to, it's me over there too, right? That's my other channel over there, me and my show bros. So subscribe over there as well. I certainly appreciate all of you. I have just posted, I'm going to make this the pinned message if I can. Okay, so unpin that one and pin this one. All right, so there is a new pinned message in the chat. It will have a YouTube link in it. So if for some reason it doesn't automatically move you over, feel free to hit that link and come over and hang out with us over there. All right. Appreciate each and every one of you. You all are amazing. I love doing this. You guys make it worthwhile. Thank you so much for your support, and I will see you over there.